The only thing noteworthy about the orchard is that it's very large. There's a crop of cherries that come, what, once every 2 years? There's nowhere to put them. No one buys them.
But the Historical Society mentions this orchard in their brochure.
We have to come up with something and arrive at some sort of solution, or on August 22nd, the cherry orchard and your entire estate will be sold at auction.
You're just watching a scene from the cherry orchard, and the young man you're looking at right now is Harold Perrineau, who is a talented actor. What range you have?
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you.
Talk a little bit about the cherry orchard. What is it? Why it's so special, right?
Well, the cherry orchard is one of the Anton Chekhov classics.
I'm sorry, who is that again?
Anton Chekhov, it's a little guy from Russia.
And what has he done?
So yes, it's one of the Chekhov classics. Three Sisters, Seagulls. Anyway, so Cherry Orchard takes place in Russia originally, but we've made it a version that's more suited toward an American audience.
And the cast?
The cast is
Diane
Lane. That's what you were looking for.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't care about anybody else.
Sorry, I just wanted to say Diane Lane. That's right. Diane Lane.
So it's Diane Lane, John Glover, Joel Grey, myself, Celia, Keenan Bolger, Tavi, Gavin. It's an amazing cast.
Playing?
At the American Airlines Theater.
Why does it matter today, all these years later?
I'll tell you, that's an interesting question. The Cherry Orchard takes place when in Russia, they were trying to decide who they were going to be. It was right before a revolution. And there was the aristocracy, and they were sort of coming out of power, and all these other people were starting to come into power. And they really were a nation trying to figure out who they were going to be. And it's really present right now, what we're doing right now with the election season and everything that's happening. And we're trying to discover who we are or what we're trying to say to the world. And that's why it makes sense to do the Cherry Orchard.
By the way, we should make it clear we are taping this with a few days left in the 2016 presidential campaign. When this airs, we will know who the president is. But are you a political person?
Oh, a little. Not crazy, but a little. I have to be. I have children. I got to know what's going on. I got to be aware of what's
civic-minded.
I didn't say that. That's
yeah. So let's talk about, I was, bending your ear before we got on the air about one of my favorite series that you were involved in, Oz.
Right.
HBO.
Yeah, it's a good series.
Great series. Yeah. But what struck me, we go through some of your credits, because Oz is a big part of it. The years, again, were
1996 to, I think, 2001, something like that.
And so many other things that you've done.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky.
Your range, why do you call it lucky, by the way?
I feel like I'm a pretty talented actor. There are a lot of talented actors. And they don't all get to do as much work as I've gotten to do, and work with as many great people as I've gotten to work with. Tom Fontana, who wrote Oz. It's a gift to have had a chance to work with him. I did a series called Lost, and those writers were amazing. So I've been really lucky. The Wachowski brothers, when I did the second two Matrix series, I've been very, very lucky. So it's not just my talent, I've just been fortunate.
Lost changed your life much?
It did.
How so?
I had been doing the show Oz, and I had a very interesting, specific kind of audience. People would come up to me and say hi, and sometimes they were a little scary, sometimes not.
It's clear that, and by the way, Google Oz, you were in a wheelchair for it. It was set in a prison, a maximum security prison. You were the narrator of the series as well. Google it, check it out. Go ahead.
Really great. So when I started doing, this very mainstream television, which was Lost, it was really interesting that I get a lot of people screaming, "Hey, you're Walt's dad!" And then that was more worldwide. Suddenly, like when we traveled or did other things, it was so. It was just a huge series, and I didn't expect that. And so.
TV, stage.
Yeah.
Biggest difference.
TV, you get to do it in piecemeal. You work a little bit, you do something, you work around something. Stage, you get on the stage, you go until it's done. And that's what I love.
So and by the way, new series?
New series, Goliath. Yes, it's at Amazon. Goliath is Billy Bob Thornton, who plays a lawyer who's a little down on his luck and gets a big case that falls into his lap against his old nemesis, who is William Hurt. It's a big law firm. I play the judge at the center of this case, and that's Goliath. Yeah.
You can play anything.
I try.
About this. You grew up in Brooklyn
In Brooklyn, New York, that's right.
as a kid.
Yeah.
When did you know, and what caused you to know, that acting was going to be a big part of it? Your professional life.
Right. I always loved it. I loved watching television. I liked watching films. I was a huge Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers fan. I don't know why.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. I would stay up late nights and watch, like, they're on an airplane and they're dancing. I don't know what it was.
It was the dance?
I was the dance, it was the singing, it was all of it. I loved it. I loved it. I don't know what it was.
But you were in Dreamgirls 1989?
Something like that.
Okay.
But I had no access to it. I had no road to being it. And my aunt went to Long Island University, and at Long Island University, they had a theater program for kids. And she took me and my cousins and my brothers and all of us, and we all went in, and like a light went on, there I was. I knew that I was going to do this forever. So I was studying violin, actually, in college. I was playing the violin, and I'm in high school. And when we got to this theater program, I was like, I'm not going to play the violin. I'm going to be an actor. That's what I'm doing.
I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
your family said?
Yeah, no, my family was really supportive. My dad was a little like, okay, let's see. My mom was super supportive. She thought it was good. As long as I wasn't going to be a criminal, they were really happy.
Either a criminal, or which is not acceptable, or
Yeah.
someone?
Or someone, you know, just down and out and drug. Like, it's a tough neighborhood. It was a really bad place. And I had a direction, and they were happy that I had a direction, and I was following it and pursuing it, like, you know, wholeheartedly.
So it's interesting. You talked about your children.
Yes, I have children.
How ages?
I have 3 girls. It's a wide range, all the same mom, so let everybody know. My oldest is 22, and then we have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Do they understand your work?
My 22-year-old does, because now she's also an actress.
Is that right?
Yeah. She's doing really, really well. Aurora Perrineau, she's great.
What's her name? First? Don't just roll it back. What's her first name again?
Aurora Perrineau, and she's done really, really good stuff.
Did you push it? Did you
No.
encourage anything?
No, I didn't at all. I let her choose, and that's what I think is really important. You know, they have the luxury to choose, and I've been working really hard so they can choose what they want to do, and she wanted to do this.
It's a question I'm fascinated by. I'm fascinated by how people get, I don't want to say to be where they are, because you're not going to be wherever you're going to be, because you're going to keep doing great work without being overly philosophical, but I am fascinated by this.
Yeah.
The question of dealing with rejection. I don't know why I'm fascinated by this. Maybe because I've dealt with so much in my life.
Right.
You're in this
Right.
business.
Yeah.
You're in that business.
Yeah.
They're not that much apart.
Nope.
I've had a fair number of news directors tell me, nah, we don't think you're the one.
Right.
You know, we're going in a different direction.
Yes.
Well, why you recognize that?
I hear it all the time, and especially when I'm I really try hard. You talk about my range, but I try hard not to play the same thing, because I'm really interested in being an actor. And the actor part of it means I get to do a wide range of things, and so I hear quite often, we're going in a different direction.
So how have you stayed so positive is the question. Given the rejection
Right.
that any person in a public situation has to face,
Right.
because there's so much competition, and
Yeah,
there's so
yeah.
many others who want to do what you do who are so talented. How have you remained so positive, or at least on the surface,
Yeah.
appear so positive and upbeat in the face of so much rejection?
Because I've also had positive feedback. So, like, I've had a little bit of both, you know, and that little bit of success has been really helpful. And I guess I was young enough to believe that I could do it. Like, I was young enough to believe that it could happen. Had I known how hard it would be, I might have stopped. I might have said, nah, you know what, that's going to be too hard. But I was young enough to go, like, no matter what, it's going to happen. And I don't know where that belief came from. Somehow I just believed it. And so I just kept going. I kept saying, this is hard. It's not impossible. It's really hard. It's not impossible. And I just kept saying it.
So someone says, you know, you're performing Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
You perform
Yeah.
Mercutio.
I do Mercutio, yeah.
Someone says, well, you know, that's not right for you. You say,
Yeah, okay, cool. And maybe not for you in this particular role. And many times that happened to me.
but
Then I get the big one. And then I go like, all right. There you go.
But here's what I'm really trying. It's a long-winded way, all the way around to get to this. How important is it to believe deeply in yourself?
I don't think I could do any of this without that. And it is it's a belief that makes no sense at all. If you'd seen the projects where I come from, if you understood anything.
Describe it as best you can.
Look, Cypress Hills is a place that,
Cypress Hills, Brooklyn.
Yes, it's a project I grew up in. Cypress Hills.
Close to
in New
Bed-Stuy?
York. Yes, not far from, closer to Brownsville, where Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
You say Brownsville, I say Mike
You say Mike
Tyson.
Tyson. Exactly.
What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody has a plan until?
Until you get punched in the face. That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry.
No, look, and that's what acting is. You have a plan, you get punched in the face, but
That's
you got to
right.
get back up, and that's
That's
where
right.
the champions come in, right?
That's right. So
And,
go ahead. That's the neighborhood.
That's the neighborhood.
Not a lot of
It's tough.
support
No.
for kids who wanted to grow up and be something
Yeah.
outside that neighborhood.
Exactly. Except, again, for me, I don't know what it was. People kept going like, "You'll be good. You're gonna get out of here," and I don't know why. They go, "You're gonna be good. You're gonna get out." I had even guys who would support me, like in a way of like they would stop other guys from messing with me just because they were like, "Nah, not him. Leave him alone. He's smart. He's good."
Was school big for you?
School was, yeah.
Studied?
I was smart. I was a smart kid.
Worked hard?
I did. Yeah. And
stayed
it was weird because it made me separate from everyone else.
Wow.
And so I felt alone and I felt like weird and I kept wanting to be normal. And my dad kept saying, "What's wrong with you? Be you. Don't be normal. Be you."
Harold, thank you. We appreciate you coming back to NJPAC, being here with us at NJPAC. You're from Brooklyn, but you feel pretty comfortable in Newark.
I do, man.
We plug again, the Cherry Orchard.
The Cherry Orchard at the American Airlines Theater. We're there until December 4th. It's Diane Lane, myself, Joel Gray.
Can you tell Diane I asked for?
I will indeed.
I'm just saying. Not that it's anything personal. I'm just saying.
And Goliath is on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I like how you plugged that very naturally. That was
Easy,
good.
so.
Thank you so much. You honor us.
Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate it. Stay with us. We're from the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in beautiful downtown Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, my hometown. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation and the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in association with NJTV and WNET. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC has been provided by Prudential Financial's Global Communications Department, NJIT, the New Jersey Education Association, PSE&G, TD Bank, RWJ Barnabas Health, and by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.